Welcome back to the channel. This is the Action Figure Grader, and today we're going to take a look at recent sales for the vintage collection. Not a ton of data out there, but some pretty interesting ones that I wanted to talk more about. Some vehicle sales and an SDCC Death Star box set also sold, and it's probably the most reasonably priced example I've seen sell in a long time. This is the first video that I'm making since the awesome live stream we had on Saturday with Chris W. from Rogue 5 Toys. I'm sure by the time this video airs, sales will be in full swing over at Rogue 5 Toys. I hope that those of you watching who are looking to collect anything from the vintage Kenner, Palitoy, Takara lines, I hope you're able to pick some of those up. Also, I need to say thanks again, just to make sure that people get recognized. Patreon thanks to Aaron M. Thank you again for becoming a Patreon. Super Chats, Sith Lord, thank you again for yet another Super Chat. And then several of you gave us Super Chats during the live stream. Gary Wallace, of course, a good friend of mine. That was very kind to you. Darth Wizzy Wizard also gave a Super Chat. Thank you again, Wizzy. And there was one more of you that I cannot find. I tried scrolling through the video to find it, but I cannot find who the last person was. I know there was at least one more. So it's not that I don't appreciate it. I couldn't find it. And there's no way to track it after the fact on YouTube's kind of analytics tools. So thank you to all of you who gave Super Chats and watched and tuned in and contributed in the comments. All right, so let's take a look at the vintage collection. I've got these Kmart exclusive box sets. This seller had both double packs, and these were all sold separately, I know, but they were sold in lots of two. The Death Star Scanning Crew and then the Imperial Scanning Crew. Those two were sold together for $120 plus $8 shipping. And then the same seller also had the Endor ATST Crew and the Ewok Scouts. Those also sold for $120. Those are some good deals. I've seen these two packs sell by themselves, all four of them sell by themselves for $100 or more, but prices have come down just a little bit on them, but still at $60 a pop, that's a pretty good deal relative to where these can oftentimes sell for individually. Good deals there. We had a Boba Fett VC09 unpunched that just sold from this seller, Star Wars Galaxies. Has really nice high-end TVC 1.0 case fresh. This one was unpunched, US card, very good shape. $175. One did sell. He also still has one available. Next up was the foil example of the Obi-Wan Kenobi. This one sold for $175. Another data point there. And I found two others, another one at $175 and one more at $165. So this is one that's really held its value nicely and hasn't really dropped at all in price whatsoever. Next up, this is an interesting one. Okay, so I don't know what to make of this one. This one had some obvious edge wear on the left-hand side, and the seller was kind enough to show it. But this is Padme Amidala in the Peasant Disguise VC33. You can see the crease up there and some edge wear there, but it was offerless. So, you know, when I looked up other examples on eBay sales, they all had the VCPO3 rocket firing Boba Fett mail away offer. So this is the only one I could find in terms of recent sales that was an offerless VC33 Padme Amidala, I cannot pronounce that, Peasant Disguise. But let me know in the comments as you're leaving a like for this video whether you have an offerless kind of example like this one. But I could not find any others, and I was just maybe positing that that's why this one sold for so much money, $130 free shipping, despite the damage to it. So just guessing that that's why it sold for what it did. There's obviously no paperwork inside the blister, so this is not the VCPO3 with the sticker removed or anything like that. So just an interesting sale there. Here was a Commander Gree. This one was listed for $165 and sold for $130 in a make an offer situation. A little bit of edge wear to it, a little bit of card curling, things like that, but overall pretty good shape. This was an unpunched US card for $130 in a make an offer situation. Here was an unpunched Luke Skywalker Dagobah Landing VC44 with the darker saber. Only one photo on this one, so you're taking a little bit of risk there that, you know, this one is in the shape that you hope it's in. It was the seller Power Droid, who always has really nice high-grade stuff, so probably okay there, just given that he has very nice examples usually. This one, again, sold for $130 with the dark blue saber version of VC44. Here was another interesting one. This one I don't think had the paperwork inside the blister, but it had some bad dings at the very top of the blister for VC64 Princess Leia Slave Outfit. It was unpunched, US card, offerless, Revenge of the Jedi. So despite that damage to the top of the blister, because it was offerless and the Revenge of the Jedi example, I'm assuming, again, this is the SDCC box set version, which we're going to get to at the end of the video. This one was listed for $300, and the best offer accepted on that was $275. So even ones that are not in perfect condition, like you can see here, obvious dings to the blister, that still sold for $275. Another one that continues to hold its value, again, sold by Power Droid. This is VC88 Princess Leia Sandstorm outfit with the Darth Maul offer sticker. And this is the US card, again, unpunched. $130 was the sales price on that one. Oddball is one we haven't talked about in a while, and this one seems to have come back down to earth a little bit. This one was going for a little while, $125 to $140. This was an unpunched US card, VC97, and this one sold for $100. And I found several other data points. I've found a few below $100, but not much below it. 85 was the lowest I found, but usually about $100 now seems to be about the going rate for a fairly clean VC97 oddball. I never understood the fascination with that one. It might be one of those ones that was kind of an online exclusive or something. I don't know. But you can see here, this one's got the offer paperwork inside, but no offer sticker. So I guess it was either missed at the factory or it was removed. I just think he's kind of an ugly character. I don't know why. I just think it's kind of a rudimentary sculpt. Jar Jar Binks on the Phantom Menace card. This is one that seems to go up in price a little bit. I found a couple of other sales that were below this one. This one sold for $170 with obvious edge wear to it. Now, again, this seller has two available. I don't know if this is the one that sold or not, but anyway, this one did sell unpunched US card for $170. That seems a little steep to me, but that's what it sold for. Next up, this is one I sent out to my Patreon supporters. I don't know if one of y'all bought this or not, but I thought this was an interesting one. This one is the VC112 Sand Trooper with the European Zone stickers on the front, but the back it did not have the warning label on the back. So, I've heard from some of you that the warning label on the back can peel off fairly easily, and maybe that's what happened here, or it just got missed in the factory. But this is kind of an interesting hybrid where the back looks like the standard US card. The front has the blacked out stickers in the upper left and right that you found in the Eurozone. But I just wanted to show that because this is one that's always pretty pricey. But this one did sell for £200, which is $249 US, which, again, I wouldn't pay that personally because I think you can find a really clean one, US card or the European card, for, let's call it about $200 or so. At least here in the US, that's what they go for. But this one was kind of a weird hybrid, so maybe that's why it sold for so much. And when I sent it out, I said, hey, this is expensive, but I just thought it was worth making my Patreons aware of it because to me, it looks like the sticker was never applied to the back of the card. And, so it's kind of considered a weird hybrid, but maybe you guys disagree with that, but let me know in the comments if that sticker, if you've tried to remove a sticker maybe on an inexpensive Eurozone TVC and found it to be pretty easy, or did it leave litho tears, things like that. I mean, I don't know why you would want to remove the sticker because I actually do think the warning stickers on the back with the multi-language are pretty cool, but maybe that's because I live in the US and those in the UK or in Europe, they don't want those stickers because that's all they ever see. So anyway, let me know in the comments. Jocasta New is another one we haven't talked about. This one sold in an auction, so I wanted to kind of show a bare bones price for that. This one we've seen sell as high as $250 even recently. This one sold in an auction for $182.50, and it was in really good shape overall. Included the proof card as well as the untouched VC inside along with that statue. A couple of graded items before we talk about the SDCC box set and a few vehicles. This is an AFA 9.5 SDCC proof card for VC64 Slave Leia. Pretty high grade on that, 9.5. Tough to get a 9.5, even though this is just a piece of cardboard. It's still really tough to get a 9.5 on anything with AFA. $200 was the sales price on that one. Here was an uncirculated 9.25 Walmart exclusive Tusken Raider. Really great looking item here. I love that 50th anniversary Lucasfilm in the upper left. This one just harkens back to some of those items that we saw in the live stream that Chris had and showed off. That was just an incredible batch of items. But this modern example, VC 199, Walmart exclusive 9.25 uncirculated grade gold level, that sold for $120. That seller had 5 of them, all 5 of them sold. So that was a pretty easy sale there. Uncirculated 9.0 Death Star 2 Darth Vader. Pretty awesome card back. I love that one. $180 on that one. That was a beauty. And that was, again, was an uncirculated 9.0 archival case. And just an awesome, awesome looking card image on that one. Couple of vehicles. We had the original Toys R Us exclusive Star Wars Millennium Falcon. This is not obviously the Smuggler's Run, but the Smuggler's Run version of the Millennium Falcon, I feel like goes for this price or more, maybe because it was an exclusive for Disney parks. I don't know, but this one to me would be more desirable. I just love the way this one looks. It really harkens back to the Kenner version. That one was listed for $650. Best offer accepted on that was $550. So $550 plus $90 shipping. Big number there. It did have a little tear or something going on the back there, which the seller was kind enough to show, but otherwise very clean looking box. Then we had the AT-AT on the Empire Strikes Back packaging. Now, I want to make something clear here, that you got to be careful when taking these photos or when looking at items online. This is just a stock photo to my knowledge. I believe that this is not what was actually the item for sale. I could be wrong on that. It did have some wear around the corners, so maybe that's the case, that this was the actual item, but there was only one photo. So be careful buying these expensive, bigger items where the box could be heavily damaged. But this is the ESB version of the AT-AT, Toys R Us exclusive, listed for $450. That one sold for $400. So that one's come down just a little bit. The Return of the Jedi example we've talked about at length, that goes for a little bit more money. I've seen anywhere from $650 to $750. This one was, again, $400 plus another $73 shipping. So let's call that $475 plus sales tax. Finally, here it is. Here is the SDCC Death Star box set. Now, the box was a little bit tatty. It had a tear in the lower left-hand corner that you can see there. So the box, it's hard to store this effectively, and the seller said as much in the listing, but the items inside had never been touched. They are still inside the SDCC box. It included both the mouse droid as well as the Salacious Crumb, and the seller said, I've never taken them out. So it just looks really nice. It almost looks fake, doesn't it? It looks like a printout just looking at it. So really incredible item there, and really you're buying the items inside anyway. But that one did sell for $1,500. If you remember, this time last year these were going for over $2,000 pretty regularly. And again, the box it did have some damage to it. You can see even on this one right here, there's a little tear right there. So if you didn't care about the box condition, this is a good way to get all of the SDCC exclusives in one go, and you could pay a lot worse than $1,500. I've seen just the box for the SDCC Death Star go for $450. So that was a good deal. I feel like that's certainly the lowest price I've seen for a 100% complete version of the SDCC Death Star in a long time. So I hope you enjoyed this look at recent sales. Thanks again for all of you for tuning in to the live stream. If you haven't caught it yet, you definitely want to go check it out. It's on the channel. Just some incredible items that Chris got in. And, make sure that you join Rogue 5, because the sales are well underway on 366 vintage mint on card action figures. Thanks again, and I'll be back soon.